Wel, prynhawn da I chi gyd a chroeso cynnes iawn i'r rhaglen fyw arbennig hon I gydnabod a dathlu ymarfer ardderchog mewn gofal cymdeithasol a gofal plant yng Nghymru. A very good afternoon to you all. I'm Gary Owen and it's my pleasure to welcome you to this special live programme to recognise and celebrate excellent practice in social care and childcare in Wales. Wel, ar dechrau'r rhaglen ni'n mynd I gael blas bach o beth sydd ddilyn. At the start of the programme, we've just had a small taste of what's to come in this next hour or so. Rwy'n edrych mlaen yn fawr at beth sydd ddilyn. I don't know about you, but I'm really looking forward to it. And joining me here in the studio for this special programme is Sue Evans, Chief Executive of Social Care Wales. Hi, Sue.
Hi.
Edrych mlaen, feeling excited?
Very excited, really looking forward to the next hour. This may not be the Accolades Awards ceremony as we normally know it, but we hope it will still be just as enjoyable and special in its own way to all the people who are watching, and particularly to those who are in the running for an award. Good luck, everybody.
Yeah, good luck. And as you say, Sue, this may not be the usual way in which the Accolades Awards are held. So far this year, things have been particularly challenging for social care and childcare, and more of that later. But we wanted to make sure, despite the restrictions on us coming together, that we could still stage the awards safely and give the people working in both sectors a reason to celebrate and share in the success of their colleagues. Wel, fel arfer, yn dyma mae'r Gwobrau yn digwydd gyda chefnogaeth oddi wrth nifer o bartneriaid a noddwyr. And as usual, these awards have been made possible thanks to the support of several partners and sponsors. And you can get more details in the online programme, which you can find on the same YouTube page on which you're watching this broadcast. Well, all the finalists have made it through a rigorous judging process to reach today's ceremony. Chi'n gyd yn gwybod pwy chi. You all know who you are. And this lunchtime, you'll find out if you've won one of the much sought after accolades. Gobeithio a gallwch chi fwynhau'r awr a chwarter nesaf. Hopefully, you'll all be able to enjoy the next hour and a quarter, despite all those butterflies flying around in your stomach. Well, now then, before we launch into the awards and find out more about our finalists and winners, we've got a couple of recorded messages. A dyma'r un cynta, gan Julie Morgan, dirprwy weinidog dros iechyd a gwasanaethau cymdeithasol. And here's the first message from Julie Morgan, the Deputy Minister for Health and Social Services.
Prynawn da, diolch am fy nhwhaf I yma heddiw. Thank you very much for inviting me here today. And I'm really sorry that I can't be with you in person. I'd like to thank you all for your incredible dedication, commitment and passion for the work that you do. People rely on your skills and your professionalism, and you make a real difference in your communities and across Wales every day. I'm delighted that we've got this opportunity, the Social Care Wales Accolades, to pay tribute to the social care and early years workforce and to celebrate the contribution of those providing excellence in care. It is so important that we recognise and celebrate excellence in social care. Being a finalist in these accolades really showcases your achievements, and it's a fantastic opportunity to share best practice and to learn from others. We should be proud and encouraged by this year's finalists, and I am impressed to see such a wide variety of projects. 14 projects and 5 care workers have been chosen by our panel of judges as finalists. I've read a summary of each of these projects, and I'm really impressed with the way in which the sector is stepping up to meet a number of different challenges. The work is truly innovative and inspirational. From projects providing different types of care experiences to people using innovative ways to educate our workforce, there really is such a lot to be proud of. This has been an extraordinary year for us all. The environment we're working in has never been more challenging. The need for care and support services is growing, and there's pressure to do more and to do it differently. Events such as this, our social care accolades, are one way of acknowledging the dedication, determination and the hard work that so often goes on behind the scenes day and night. And of course, showcasing how we might do things differently. So let us not shy away from celebrating and highlighting the work of the award winners and of all of the finalists. You are all here today because you have excelled in your skill and dedication, and I am honoured to recognise and celebrate your success. So thank you all. Diolch yn fawr iawn.
Wel, dyna oedd Julie Morgan, Dirprwy Weinidog dros Iechyd a Gwasanaethau Cymdeithasol. That was Julie Morgan, Deputy Minister for Health and Social Services, emphasising the importance of an event like this to celebrate all the great work that's being done. Now then, let's hear from Mick Janassi, Chair of Social Care Wales. Mae gan Mick neges i bawb sy'n gweithio mewn gofal cymdeithasol a gofal plant. Mick's got a message for those working in social care and childcare.
Prydain I bawb sy'n gwylio. Good afternoon and a very warm welcome to everyone who's watching. This is my first Accolades as the Chair of Social Care Wales, and as I'm sure you will imagine, I would much prefer to be meeting you all in person in a prestigious venue like the City Hall in Cardiff to celebrate your achievements together in the way that we have traditionally done. Now sadly, for reasons which I'm sure you understand, that's simply not been possible this year. We know that providing social care is challenging at the best of times, but the last 6 months have been exceptionally hard, particularly for those of you working on the front line, delivering services to some of the most vulnerable people in our society. We're particularly conscious of how challenging it's been for childcare providers to keep their businesses going amidst all of the restrictions which have necessarily been imposed. But when things are tough, it's more important than ever that we highlight the positives and go the extra mile to recognise and celebrate some of the great work that happens in social care and childcare 365 days a year, 24 hours a day, in communities all across Wales, regardless of whether there's a pandemic or not. The positive feedback which we have received about the accolades from finalists and others working in social care and childcare has convinced us that the show simply must go on. And that's why we have found a different way to hold the accolades this year, one which is safe and complies with the restrictions which are now in place. It's not been easy, and it has taken a lot of hard work and preparation, but we've all had to get used to doing things virtually over the last 6 months. So here we are with our first ever broadcast Accolades Awards programme. I'm grateful to everyone who's made this possible, but particularly to all of the finalists who have worked with us to film themselves and their projects safely and in accordance with the social distancing restrictions which applied at the time that they made the recording. These awards have always been a way to say thank you for the great work you do, not just the people nominated for awards here today, but everyone working in social care and childcare in Wales. But this year has been a year like no other. You and your colleagues have surpassed yourselves in the way you have supported individuals and communities throughout the pandemic, helping to keep them safe and well, and enabling them to continue as best they can to live the lives that matter to them. And for that, you have earned the respect and heartfelt gratitude of the people of Wales. It's ironic, isn't it, that it's taken a pandemic for many people to begin to understand the value of what you do. Hopefully, when we next stage the accolades, all of this will be over and we'll be in the same room again, celebrating your success in the usual way. In the meantime, please sit back, relax and enjoy the programme. It just remains for me to congratulate all of the finalists for reaching this stage, to wish you good luck and to thank you again for everything that you do on behalf of the people of Wales. Thank you.
Mick Janassi fyna'n diolch i'r gweithlu am ei hymdrechion brwd yn ystod blwyddyn digon anodd. Mick Janassi there thanking the workforce for their marvellous efforts during this particularly difficult year. Well, during this next hour, we'll be seeing a lot of videos due to COVID. These have all been filmed at various times and in different ways over the past 8 months. Several were filmed when there were no restrictions at all. I know that seems like a long time ago now. And others have been filmed when various levels of restrictions were in place. However, all filming was carried out within the rules that applied at the time to make sure that everybody was safe, of course. Wel, gan fod yn seremoni wobrwyo fel arfer yn ddwyieithog, mi fyddwn yn cyflwyno'r rhaglen heddi yn ysbrydol yn y Gymraeg a'r Saesneg, ond mewn ffordd rydyn ni'n gobeithio fydd yn hawdd i'w ddilyn. As our usual accolades ceremony would be bilingual, there'll be a mixture of Welsh and English in this programme, including the videos, but done in a way that shouldn't make it difficult for anyone to follow. And we're also grateful for the assistance of Stephen and Hannah, who are interpreting this programme into BSL. And if you'd like to see their interpretation, there is a link on our YouTube page. Now then, Sue, right? We're about to get down to the important business of the awards. What have you found out from the judges about this year's crop of entries and the finalists?
Well, Gary, the first thing to say is it's been a record year for the Accolades, with 160 entries being received. Not only that, but there's been a good variety of entries from different parts of social care and childcare and across different parts of Wales. And it's probably been the toughest year yet for the judges to reach their decisions, with very little to separate the finalists in some of the categories.
Well, diolch yn fawr iawn, Sue, and we'll be coming back to you again very, very shortly. Nawr te, dewch ni gwrdd gyda chynrychiolwyr o'r prosiectau sydd wedi cyrraedd y rownd derfynol ac sy'n ymuno ni, wel, o bob ran o Gymru mewn gwirionedd. Let's just meet up now then with representatives of our finalists who are joining us live from all over the country, really. Hi, how are you all? Give us a little wave. How's that? Oh, come on. That's better. Diolch yn fawr iawn. Diolch. It's great to see so many of our finalists joining us virtually today. Diolch yn fawr iawn I gyd. Thank you all, as well as our wider audience. And don't forget, if you want to join in the celebrations, tweet us your comments, defnyddiwch yr hashtags. Use these hashtags, okay? Hashtag Gwobrau 2020 or hashtag Accolades 2020. Cofiwch Twitter, cysylltwch â ni. Nawr dewch i ni fynd at ein categori cynta. Let's start with the first category. Adeiladu dyfodol disglair gyda phlant a theuluoedd. Building bright futures with children and families, sponsored by Unison. Ac yn y categori hwn, dyma'r prosiectau sydd wedi cyrraedd y rownd derfynol. The finalists in this category are Gwasanaeth Rhianta Teuluoedd yn gynta, y Fro. Cyngor Bwrdeistref Sirol, Bro Morgannwg. Gwasanaeth Mentor Rhieni Navigate at Scope. A Model Cymorth i Deuluoedd Conwy, Cyngor Bwrdeistref Sirol Conwy. Wel, cyn i ni glywed o'r Sue a phwy sydd wedi ennill, before we hear from Sue and hear who's won this category, let's see what these projects are all about.
Yeah, straight down the lens.
Oh, I'm looking at you, aren't I? Sorry. The project is a universal project for all parents in the Vale of Glamorgan with children pre-birth to the age of 18.
We support them with areas such as behaviour management, routines, promoting emotional well-being, and we do that by offering strategies and tools, but also building on strengths which are already part of the family unit. We also support their interaction, so for some parents, if they are feeling particularly on their own or isolated, we are support for them to help them overcome that, but also to help include them in society, and that sort of peer networking as well, so that they almost gain the skills to move forward independently then.
My name's Darren, I'm a parent. I've absolutely loved using this service. It's about making sure that people are comfortable with being parents, making sure that people have the help and advice that they need if they need it.
Parents can meet other parents and realise it's not all roses in the garden at times, and there are difficult times.
I don't think I would have made half the progress that I have made if it wasn't for this service.
My name's Lorna and I've got a 5-year-old son called Jack. Jack was diagnosed with autistic spectrum disorder in 2018. Jack doesn't deal very well with change in routine, and his anxiety was making him behave in a way that was putting him at risk. I was really concerned at that time and I didn't really know what to do to try and support him. I saw an advert for the Navigate service online. We were struggling a bit as a family at the time, and so I clicked on the link to try and find out more.
It's a 6-session service for parents of disabled children. What we do is provide support for the parents, so emotional support. Lorna was struggling with the behaviour at home. Over the period of the 6 weeks we spoke, she made lots of decisions, and I think it just helped having somebody she could speak to.
So Bev gave me quite a lot of different types of support. She gave me some practical solutions to some of the different behaviours that Jack was showing, but also what I found the most important was that Bev gave me a space to talk about my needs. As a parent of a child with special needs, you spend so much time trying to work out what the child needs that you neglect yourself, and actually Bev really reinforced that I needed to be okay in order to care for Jack. The amount of change that happened within that short period of time, I would never have expected from any service, if I'm honest.
There is so little support out there for parents. Sometimes they just need someone to talk to, and we're there to talk to you, and we're there to support you, and we're there to listen.
Does it look okay on camera? The name of the project is the Conway Family Support Model and the Family Wellbeing Profile, which we developed as part of our tools that we use to have collaborative conversations with families that we work with. Our approach has been to actually look at the whole county and to introduce and make sure that there are family support services to meet people's needs.
We offer play sessions. We offer sessions for the parents. We can offer financial support, emotional support. We are catering for the whole family on that holistic approach.
We've done a lot of work with families to make sure that they're involved in how things develop as well. And one example of that co-production is the Family Wellbeing Profile. They give themselves a score for each area of their family life, and we can track how they're getting along, where they're improving, what difference it's made to them.
I've been with the Central Families team for over a year and a half. The family worker Lucy Williams has been an amazing support to myself and my family. It's been a difficult time, but she's helped me through it.
Conway holds our family centre model as a flagship model, really, in terms of how we see the integration between the various departments of the local authority and the independent and third sector. And I'm just really, really proud to be the head of service responsible for this area of work.
Wow, what a fantastic set of projects. Sue, beth oedd y beirniad yn feddwl? What was the insight track, if you like, on these finalists from the judges?
Gary, we had 20 entries in this category. It was very competitive. The Family First Vale Parenting Service was a really good project that took away the perceived stigma of needing help from social services. The Conway Family Support Model has co-production down to a fine art, while Scope's Navigate Parent Mentoring Service is plugging a real gap with the only service of its kind in Wales and England. You can find out more about all these projects in your online programme for today's event, which is on the same YouTube page as you're watching this broadcast.
Well, diolch yn fawr iawn, Sue. Now then, it's time to find out who's won. Pwy sy wedi ennill? Sue, let's find out.
Well, the winner of the Building Bright Futures with Children and Families category, sponsored by Unison, is Navigate Parent Mentoring Service at Scope. Well done.
Gonghyfyrchiadau mawr, many congratulations, Scope, well done. And representing Scope is Jenna Trackins, the programme lead. Jenna, gonghyfyrchiadau mawr, tell me, what does winning an accolade mean for your project?
Well, first I want to say that the other services looked absolutely fantastic, and I'm passionate about any service that supports parents, so I just want to congratulate them as well into the final three. For our service, it means a lot because for the team to have their hard work recognised through the accolade is something that I know they're going to really appreciate. They have a lot of commitment and a lot of passion for delivering the service to parents of disabled children. But wider than that, I think that the accolade really acknowledges that parents and carers of disabled children need to be supported so that they are able to give their children the best start in life. It's really important to us that parents feel heard and feel valued, and that their needs are not forgotten or pushed aside. So yeah, this Accolades will give parents now the confidence to come to Scope and to access our service where we can support them and ensure that they're able to give their child the best start in life.
No, well, a great response there. Llongyfarchiadau mawr eto, many, many congratulations again, Jenna and Scope. And let's not forget our highly commended finalists. Vale of Glamorgan County Borough Council and Conwy County Borough Council, represented by Joanna Card and Hannah Fleck, respectively. Well done, and best wishes to you and your projects in the future. Well, to all our winners and highly commended projects, don't worry, we'll make sure you all get your trophies and your certificates within the next few days as well. A great start. Thank you all. A great start to our awards programme today. Da iawn I chi gyd. Now 10. Let's move on to the second category. Let's move on to our next category. Datblygu ac ysbrydoli gweithlu yfory. Developing and inspiring the workforce of tomorrow. And this is sponsored by Data Cymru. A dyma pwy sydd wedi cyrraedd y rownd derfynol. Here are the finalists. Outside in, Prifysgol Glyndŵr Wrecsam. Mudiad Meithrin. A Consortiwm Coleg Gyrfa Gwent, Tîm Partneriaeth Rhanbarthol Gwent. Well, before we hear from Sue and who's come out top in this category, let's find out more about these projects.
Are you guys ready? So again, back to ask a question.
Okay. Outside In is a focus group of people who use health and social care services and social work services. And they have, as a result of that, considerable expertise in those services. So they come to Outside In really to share that expertise.
My part is for the students to learn about conditions such as what I have and some of the others have.
The value that it brings, not just for us as students, learning through those individuals' experiences, but also seeing the enjoyment they get out of it as well. For a lot of people, they've said it's the highlight of their week. They absolutely love it. They feel like they've made friends here. They learn a lot.
I retired 10 years ago. I could have been sat at home twiddling my thumbs, but by coming to this Outside In group, then I can pass on my experiences of life to the students.
Definitely gave me more confidence. The opportunity to be able to talk to the next generation of social workers and help understand their morals, their values, and sometimes challenge what they believe. And being part of the project has actually opened my eyes up to a forwarding career within social work myself.
The overall aim is that when our students go into practice, they're better social workers. They know more about the point of view of the person with whom they're working. This is an opportunity to see the world from others' points of view.
Okay, I'm ready.
Felly bwriad Academi Mudiad Meithrin ydy cynnig cyfleoedd i'w sgilio a datblygu i'n cymuned ni o weithwyr ac o wirfoddolwyr. A felly yr hyn wnaethon ni oedd mynd at yn cymuned o weithwyr a gwirfoddolwyr a holi nhw beth oedd eu dymuniad nhw ynglyn â'r math o brosbectws, y math o gynnig oedden nhw'n dymuno i weld. Mae yna amrywiaeth eang iawn o gyrsiau yn cael eu cynnig ac wedi cael eu cynnig trwy'r Academi. Oedden ni'n cynnig cyrsiau fi nos, cyrsiau wyneb yn wyneb, cyrsiau ar-lein. Erbyn hyn, wrth gwrs, mae popeth wedi symud i fod yn ddigidol ac yn rhithiol. Ond mae'r bydd yr unigolyn, mae pob un yn derbyn tysysgrif ar ddiwedd y cwrs ac yn mynd yn ôl i'r cylch neu'r feithrinfa ac yn gobeithio'n gweithredu'r yr hyn maen nhw wedi glywed. A dyna di'r dystiolaeth sydd fwyaf pwysig i ni fod rhywun yn derbyn ac yn deall, wel, mae yna ffordd wahanol efalla o drefnu yr ardaloedd chwarae a dysgu fel y cylch meithrin. Weld y boddhad a'r bydd mae pobl yn ei gael drwy fod yn edrych ar y taflenni gwerthuso yn rhoi boddhad mawr i fi fel prifweithredwr y mudiad ac yn wir i weddill y tîm.
It's amazing, look at it, it's nuts. I was on holiday in the second hand shop, I thought I'd have that time. We initially started the Gwent Career College Consortium back in 2018, and it was a way to bring together the Gwent Regional Partnership Team, Coleg Gwent, an OwnBev and Health Board and private providers of social care to create a more joined up, seamless career pathway into the health and social care sector.
This project can do a huge amount for the students in the college. We work with a number of employers across Gwent to be part of this group to help make these changes and to improve our curriculum, our placement opportunities, work experience.
Academically, the college can look after those needs. They can provide all the theoretical knowledge that students will need, but it's not quite the same when they go out into the real world. They've got all the theory, but they have to apply that theory. And then they are matched up with one or two of our really experienced carers who will take them under their wing as they go about their normal day.
Verus is a company, a not-for-profit organisation that supports people with learning disabilities to live in their own homes. Sometimes they haven't got a learning disability, they're just full of anxiety and they have mental health needs. My aim is for a student to go back to the college and say, that was a brilliant workplace with Mirror, so I've fallen in love with it, I want to work there. And they tell other students then.
Yeah, again, you know, such an impressive range of work. Sue, what struck the judges about these projects?
Well, Gary, this was another competitive category with 15 entries being submitted. Outside In had an impact on the wider community and broke down barriers. Mudiad Maithrin focused on high-quality training and never let itself stand still. The Gwent Regional Partnership team has already produced good materials, but still early days for this project, with the promise of more to come, I'm sure.
Hey, diolch yn fawr iawn, diolch Sue, ond pwy sydd i ennill? Who's won? Tell us.
Okay, the winner of the Developing and Inspiring the Workforce of Tomorrow category, sponsored by Data Cymru, is Outside In, Glyndŵr University Wrexham. Well done.
Yes, llongyfarchiadau mawr Prifysgol Glyndŵr Wrexham. Many congratulations. Well done. And representing the project Outside In is Jenny Burgess, a volunteer with the project. Jenny, llongyfarchiadau mawr. Tell me, winning an accolade, what does it mean for your project?
I'm overwhelmed. I'm sure everybody that's involved at Glyndŵr is going to be overwhelmed. It means so much. It's the icing on the cake for this project. It's been running for about 15 years now. I've personally been involved about 5, and I've loved every minute of it, working with the students, the lecturers at Glyndŵr. And it's a two-way journey with us all. We learn from each other. We pass our experience, of lived experience, to the students and the staff, and we get the knowledge from them as a feedback of how they're faring, like on things like their placement. Oh, it really means such a lot to us, this award, and I know there'll be many in our group will be jumping with joy, and congratulations to all the other finalists. Their projects are so amazing and worthwhile, and good luck to them in their endeavours.
Wow. Llongyfarchiadau mawr. Many congratulations again, Jenny and Glyndŵr University Wrexham. And as you said, let's not forget our highly commended finalists, the Gwent Regional Partnership team, represented by Chris Hooper, and Mudiad Maithrin, represented by Gwenllian Lansdowne Davies. Da iawn, well done all of you. Diolch. Wel, ar ôl 2 category, mae nawr yn amser I gael egwyl o'r cyffro I gyd. We're now 2 categories in, and it's time for us to have a little break from all the excitement. Hoffwn I gymryd y cyfle I dalu teyrnged I sut mae gweithwyr gofal cymdeithasol a gofal plant wedi ymateb I her Covid mewn cyfnod a mewn ffordd godidog, ynddo fe. We'd like to take some time out now to pay tribute to how social care and childcare workers have responded to the challenges of the Covid pandemic so magnificently. We also wish to remember and to pay tribute to those social care workers in Wales who tragically lost their lives to the virus while working on the front line to support and care for others. We honour them for their commitment, and our thoughts are with their loved ones. Well, there have been many dark days since the pandemic took hold all those months ago. Our fantastic social care and childcare workers have shown so much positivity in the face of adversity, as we can see in this short montage of clips.
Sorry.
Diolch, thank you. We can't say it often enough, can we really? That's the truth of it. Lluniau sy'n dangos bod pobl yn gallu bod yn positif yn yr amseroedd mwyaf tywyll. Those pictures showing people can find positives in the darkest of times. Sue, I don't know, what are your reflections on the response from those working in social care and childcare to the pandemic?
Well, I mean, you can't fail to be moved by the positive attitude shown by people working in social care when they were facing such adversity in their struggle to support people and keep them safe and well. What it brought home to me was the need for all of us to remember how valuable our social care and childcare workers are, not only at times of real crisis like this pandemic, but also at all other times. We all owe them a huge debt of gratitude for the support they provide day in, day out to our loved ones and our friends. They have certainly proved and are still proving beyond all doubt that they are key workers and people who are essential in supporting and caring for some of the most vulnerable people in our communities. Without them, the NHS would also struggle to provide hospital care to those most seriously affected by the virus.
Yeah, well, I couldn't agree with you more, Sue. And so important that we remember the people who made the ultimate sacrifice and lost their lives. Nawr te, dewch ni symud ymlaen at y categori nesaf. Here's our third category. Gwella gofal a chymorth yn y cartre gyda'n gilydd, improving care and support at home together. And this is sponsored by the WJEC and City and Guilds. A wedi cyrraedd y rownd derfynol Mai, the finalists in this category are Gwasanaethau Cymdeithasol Cyngor Sir y Fflint, a Pontio'r Bwlch, Newcastle o Ogledd Dwyrain Cymru. And before we hear from Sue, let's see what these projects are all about.
Can I start again? I've lost my trail of thought.
We actually found out from families and from people that use services what they would value in a modern day service for people with disabilities, and on the basis of that we wanted to work with a provider that had the same values as the council.
HST and Flint are together as partners. We've got the great passion for our people.
We have 7-8 services that we run, and we support approximately 300 adults with learning disabilities a week. We've got our main day service, which is at Hub Cuffley.
The pleasure that you see on our service users' faces is just amazing. They love doing what they're doing in this bright new environment.
Also based out of Hub Cuffley, we have our work options team. In the past year, we've managed to get approximately about 15 people moved over from voluntary placements into paid work, which is no mean feat for somebody with a learning disability. The projects we're kind of most proud of is Project Search, and that's based in Cleese Raddington in Flint, which is a extra care scheme.
It's helped build my confidence. I couldn't talk anybody to eye. It's got me a job in Cleese Raddington, where Project Search was last based. I'm just seeing where it goes, really. Seeing how it goes and everything, and it looks like it's going really well.
In partnership with Flintshire County Council, we have developed a project that we call Bridging the Gap. And the project was developed following consultation with our carers around what a respite service needed to provide.
The way the project operates with flexibility, choice and control at its heart means carers are empowered to focus on what matters to them, whether that might be catching up with friends, attending a group to build peer support, or having a much needed holiday.
Hello, my name is Yvette and I am a parent carer to my 14-year-old daughter. First of all, I just want to say what an absolutely great service this is. It's been so refreshing to access a service that really put my well-being first. It meant that I could really have a full break from my caring role for a little while and do something that I really wanted to do for me. It really did make me feel so much better to be able to do that. And then I had the strength then to continue with my caring role because I'd had that time for me, I'd had that little break, and then I just found that I came back from that feeling refreshed and ready then to care for my daughter in a bit more of a positive way.
One of the great things about Bridging the Gap is the job satisfaction that it brings to the new KISS staff. Because they get to offer carers a meaningful and bespoke service, they see firsthand the difference that it can make to a carer's life and their well-being.
Well, what fantastic projects again. Sue, beth oedd y beirniaid yn feddwl? What did the judges make of those two contenders we've just seen?
Well, we didn't get quite as many entries in this category, with 15 entries being submitted. But it was an almighty tussle between the two finalists we've just seen on the videos. And in the end, the difference between the two projects was wafer thin, in the opinion of the judges. The project from Flintshire County Council created a community hub, which could be an exemplar or a beacon for other day centres across Wales. While New KISS offered a highly personal approach to respite services, and it showed it really cared about people and recognised their uniqueness.
Diolch yn fawr iawn, Sue. Well, pwy sydd wedi ennill? Who's won?
It's very exciting. The winner of the Improving Care and Support at Home category, sponsored by WJEC and City and Guilds, is Bridging the Gap, New KISS. Well done. Llongyfarchiadau mawr i New KISS o Ogledd Ddwyrain Cymru. Da iawn. Many congratulations. And representing New KISS is Claire Sullivan, Chief Executive Officer. Welcome, Claire. Llongyfarchiadau mawr. Tell me, what does winning an accolade mean for your project?
Well, it's an amazing achievement, and thank you all very much indeed. I think what it means for our project and for carers is that it highlights the importance of providing carers with flexible and accessible respite. I think the project also highlights that all carers should have access to such a project, and I think it's working on the project for 12 years now. It started in partnership with Flintshire County Council, and I think that co-production that has then since followed, because it's travelled into other counties with 40 care providers, and altogether we've worked to achieve the best that we can for carers. So it's amazing that we can plan some respite for carers as well as support them in an emergency. So I think it's just fantastic that for our team, they work very hard in delivering the project, and we work side by side with Flintshire. So I don't think we've really won Flintshire's in first and second, so it's absolutely brilliant, but we're absolutely delighted. So thank you all very much indeed.
Llongyfarchiadau mawr. Many congratulations again, Claire, and New KISS. And let's not forget, of course, our highly commended finalist, Flintshire County Council, represented by Susie Lunt, Senior Manager, Integrated Services. Well done, Susie, and congratulations to you and your team as well. Thank you both. Nawr te, ni symud mewn I ail hanner y ceremony nawr. We're moving into the second half of our virtual Accolades Awards broadcast. It's all different this year, isn't it? Categori nesa yw ffyrdd arloesol ag ysbrydoledig o weithio. And the next category is innovative and inspiring ways of working. And this has been sponsored by the Board of Social Care Wales. Y prosiectau sydd wedi cyrraedd y rownd derfynol yw, the finalists in this category are Project Perthyn, Cyngor Dinas Casnewydd, Meddwl am y Baban, Cyngor Bwrdeistref Sirol Pen y Bont ar Ogwr, and We Can Run, Cyngor Sir Gar. Wel, cyn I ni glywed oddi wrth Sue, dewch i ni ddarganfod mwy am y prosiectau. Let's find out more about these projects.
Okay, so the name of our project is Perthyn, which means belonging. And that for us was about really recognising that children who are in our residential care belong in Newport.
Hi, I'm Sky. I've lived at Rose Cottage for over a year, and during that time I've gone from a small school to full-time mainstream school, made lots of new friends and enjoyed having internet in my bedroom.
We started our project really because although as a local authority we already had residential care and children's homes in Newport, we also had a number of children who were placed away from Newport. We wanted to increase the number of children's homes that we were able to access within Newport. But it's more than that. It's not just about children's home, it's about children's home that really makes a difference and creates an environment for children that provides them with love and with care. What we've seen is an incredible difference in the children that have been able to live at Rose Cottage and call it their home, an environment that is superb in terms of how those children feel and how they feel nurtured and cared for. It's really helped us to think about what we want in terms of the care for our children. The development of Rose Cottage, the improvement in our other children's homes and the thinking about the care has given us a way forward.
Past that one. Yeah. So the Baby in Mind project is a multi-agency team working with parents and their families to try and prevent babies coming into the care system.
Myself and Dave identified there was a need for this service. We were acutely aware that Bridgend had very high numbers of babies who were made subject to care orders at birth, and we felt that there could be an alternative.
So we were looking at that and thinking, how could we target some of our work and address some of the practice to try and prevent some of those babies coming into care. So we developed a Baby in Mind service, which was focused on early intervention and prevention, working with parents at that earliest stage to try and prevent the baby coming into the care system.
This project is designed to work intensively with the family and with social services, with the aim of keeping the family together. And the project does an amazing package of support tailor-made for individual families.
The best outcome for the family is that the baby's returned home, and that our statistics show that 86% of the families that we've worked with in Bridgend have been able to keep their babies at home.
It's that extra gateway towards keeping your child, and it gives families that chance to prove it, because sometimes just social services on their own can feel really daunting.
It gives parents another fighting chance to be able to keep their children, and also they can they can also rely on them for anything, you know, if any guidance in any way. They're there, and they will literally put their necks on the lines for parents, and they will help you out.
The project runs twice a week, so the group meet from Llanelli Leisure Centre. We have a run leader who's qualified in the running fitness, and then we've got a mental health specialist who gives the mental health support to the group.
It's a beautiful location to run. We do a lot of our running on the path. We start each session with a warm-up, everybody together. Even though the two groups will split up naturally with regard to ability, we always try to start together.
The service users have been incredible, really. Everybody supports each other, not just throughout the running, but generally. It's become a community, really, I think.
It's fantastic. It's brilliant. Everyone can keep me so well and just happy and confidence, and running keep me going and fit.
There's been so many new friends that I've met by coming out 3 times a week. It obviously improves your fitness and your mental health, and it's nice to actually go for a run and just feel relaxed that you can talk to somebody, you know, without being judged, and it's a more of a relaxed environment. We've had some members that have gone through some hard times. The change in their life has been, you know, on a positive side. And the fact that people want to come and keep coming back and asking when's the next run and can we run further. So I hope that this will continue.
Do you know, I'm running out of adjectives. Such an impressive range of work. Sue, beth oedd y beirniad yn feddwl, what did the judges think of this category?
Well, again, this was a particularly strong category with 28 entries. Perhaps the biggest compliment our judges could pay Newport's Project Pethin was that they had succeeded in creating a place which was nothing like you might expect a children's home to be. Baby in Mind was truly life-changing for those families whose babies had gone home with them rather than into care. And Carmarthanshire's We Can Run had helped people with their mental health by giving them the opportunity to talk about issues in a safe environment and to feel much less socially isolated.
Diolch yn fawr iawn, thanks Sue. Pwy sydd i ennill? Time to tell us then. Who's won?
Okay, the winner of the Innovative and Inspiring Ways of Working category, sponsored by the Board of Social Care Wales, is Baby in Mind, Bridgend County Borough Council. Well done.
Llongyfarchiadau mawr, Cyngor Bwrdeistref Sirol Pen y Bont ar Ogwr. Many congratulations to you. And representing the Baby in Mind project is David Wright, Family Support Services Manager. Welcome, David. And llongyfarchiadau, tell me, what does winning an accolade mean for your project?
It'd be amazing, to be honest, Gary. To think of an idea that we thought could make a difference for children and families and simply support kind of council objectives, spin that into practice and generate some of the outcomes the services delivered, and then to be recognised and it's today with an accolade, yeah, it is really rewarding, really. But I think, you know, all thanks to the team really in terms of the work they've delivered, how they've done that work, really challenging kind of work in supporting our most vulnerable families and making that kind of difference. So credit to them in terms of that. I think, and finally, just the families that we've supported as well, really, just letting us come into their homes and sit down and have some very difficult conversations at times and asking them to make some big changes and how they've worked with us. You kind of take credit to them. So this accolade is all about the team and the families that we support.
Well, llongyfarchiadau mawr. Many congratulations again, David, and the Baby in Mind project and the team there. And of course, let's not forget our highly commended finalists, Newport City Council, represented by Sally Jenkins, and Carmarthenshire County Council, represented by Mary Jones. Well done, all of you. A terrific category, and good luck with all your projects in the future. Inspiring projects. Certainly worthy of the category name, isn't it? Nawr te, mae'n amser ni gael ei gwylbyr, ac ni'n mynd i glywed gan ddyn sydd wedi cael profiad byth gofiadwy yn gweithio am gyfnod byr mewn gofal cymdeithasol. Well, we're 4 categories in, so let's take a quick break to hear from a man who had an unforgettable experience while working for a brief time in social care. Let's hear from comedian Rod Gilbert, who will give us his inimitable take on what it was like and his impression of people like you who work in care every day.
Hello, carers, social care workers. This is Rod Gilbert. I understand you are having a virtual Accolades Awards, and I just wanted to say, well, thanks, first off. Thanks for all the amazing work that you have done and you continue to do, especially amidst this COVID pandemic. I had a little glimpse into the world of caring. As some of you may know, earlier this year, I spent a week at College Fields in Barry. Big shout out to them. And I loved the week I spent there. It was a great privilege to see the work that you do and hopefully show that to the wider public, because you don't always get the love and respect, the pay, the conditions, the equipment, the acknowledgement, the recognition that you deserve. But I've been struck by, if you look on my Facebook page, the thousands of positive comments I've had about carers and about people's experience of care homes and carers from around the world. I was really struck by that. And take a look, because I think I'm speaking for a lot of people. But you just don't always hear us, I guess, with such positive regard for what you do and what you've done during this pandemic, what you've given up, what you've sacrificed with such grace and dignity and strength and humour. I was told the job would be 75% bottom, but I thought it was 1,000% heart and commitment and hard work and passion and sacrifice. And I know that's a lot of percentage. It's probably about 5,000%, but it's a big job. Somebody's got to do it, and you guys do it. And if I didn't have 6 months of lockdown here, I would take my hat off to you. Have a great time. Well done if you win. bad luck if you don't. You're all winners to me and to many, many other people. So thanks so much for what you do. And a big shout out to my Llywelyn care home who look after my dad so brilliantly. The day we got him into professional care, I'd been doing it for a few weeks at home, not very well. It's a very demanding, tough job what you do. And the day we got him into a home was a great day for him and for all of us to know that he was in the right hands, capable hands with the right equipment, the right training, the right people, you guys. And it continues to be a great comfort to me and to my family that he's in such good care. So thanks to all of you out there and to all carers, social care workers around Wales, around the UK, around the world who are doing such a wonderful job at such a challenging time. Thank you very, very much, and I hope to see you all one day back in the real world when we're allowed to. Thanks very much. Take care. Oil now.
Yeah, powerful, honest and very personal message there. That was Rod Gilbert, who quite clearly is a massive fan of all the great work you do. And you heard Rod speaking of his father in that video. Well, sadly, since it was recorded, his father's passed away. So, of course, our deepest condolences to Rod and his family. Nawr te, dewch ni symud ymlaen at ein pumed categori ni. Gwrando I a gweithio gyda phobl sy'n byw gyda dementia. Now our fifth category, working with and listening to people living with dementia, sponsored by Blake Morgan. Wel, dyma rhai sydd wedi cyrraedd y rownd derfynol. The finalists in this category are Dementia Go, Cyngor Gwynedd, Rainbow Centre, Ger Wrexham, and a tîm iechyd meddwl a dementia, ymddiredolaeth, gwasanaeth iechyd, gwasanaeth Ambulance Cymru. Now then, before we hear from Sue and find out the winner in this category, let's find out more about these projects.
Mae'r prosiect yn cefnogi pobl sy'n byw efo dementia, gofalwyr a teulu I cymryd rhan mewn gweithgareddau corfforol. Mae'r dosbarthiadau yna'n cynnwys lot o hwyl, lot o ymarferion sydd helpu efo balans a cryfder. Mae yna dawnsio, mae yna canu.
Dementia Go took me in so I could keep up exercises that was taught to me at the hospital. It's more than that here now. It's a social club.
It gives everybody support together because of carers, if they get together they can talk to each other about different problems.
Dwi'n mwynhau dŵad yn ofnadwy. Da ni'n cael lot fawr o hwyl. Da ni'n ei ffrindiau newydd. Heblaw am cael yr exercise a'r hwyl da ni yn gael. A wedyn ella bod llawer iawn o'r pobl sy'n dŵad yma ddim yn cofio bod nhw wedi bod yma, ond maen nhw'n mynd adra yn teimlo'n braf a wedi cael diwrnod da.
The Rainbow Centre is a community wellbeing hub and we're working across the whole of South Wrexham. So we call our service day opportunities rather than daycare. We deliver lift exercise classes, we've got 6 hens living on site with our Pensioners project. We've also got the Goose and Goslings project, which is in partnership with the nursery across the road, who come in once a week where we do activities with the children.
My name is Helen. My mum, Mary, comes to the project here. She was very inward looking. She didn't want to talk to people. She didn't want to meet people. And coming here has changed that dramatically for her. She's much more upbeat and she's more like the mum I remember.
I enjoy most things that they do. We're having the sing-song at the moment. And it was very nice doing the exercises. If anybody ever told me I would have consented to come 3 days a week, I'd have said no way. But I quite look forward to it. And I think it's very good, and I'm very pleased she talked me into coming.
We can visibly notice that people are more engaged, they're laughing, and they become a lot more verbal when they come to us for support, and they're just happier and healthier within themselves. We're really proud that about 95% of the people that use our day opportunity service stay living at home until the end of their life, which is a real credit to the Rainbow Centre.
Hi there, I'm Alison Johnson and I'm Programme Manager for Dementia for the Welsh Ambulance Services. We have a really exciting dementia programme with a continuous engagement approach to our work. We know that many people affected by dementia access and use our services every day. Our work priorities are based around the needs and requirements of people affected by dementia, and they drive our engagement and improvement programmes. Some of the feedback and suggestions have influenced a range of information resources that we've developed in partnership, so that's been really valuable as their feedback has already contributed to ideas for change, so that's wonderful.
Hi, my name's Chella Rolls and I'm the Dementia Coordinator for the Welsh Ambulance Service. One of the areas of work we're really excited about is our work around learning and development. We've had many opportunities over the years to deliver training to our own workforce and to some of our partners. The feedback from attendees has been really positive, with people saying it's had an impact on their practice, the sessions are valuable and of really good quality.
So generally the things that we're focusing on for the future is making sure that people living with dementia are front and centre and are really involved in our work.
Well, again, you know, such an impressive and inspiring range of projects. Sue, what stood out for the judges from the projects in this category we've just seen?
Well, we had 10 entries in this category, and our judges thought Dementia Go in Gwynedd had succeeded in creating a community, giving people their lives back through taking part in an inclusive programme of activities. The Rainbow Centre in Penley near Wrexham has done such amazing work to create a centre in the community where everyone is treated equally and gets opportunities to interact with animals such as chickens and horses. Finally, the Welsh Ambulance NHS Trust demonstrated its preparedness to think outside the box and put people with dementia at the heart of how they respond.
Yeah, well, diolch yn fawr iawn, Sue. Unwaith eto, ond pwy sydd wedi ennill yn tell us now then, who's won, Sue?
Getting very exciting, isn't it now? The winner of the Working With and Listening to People Living with Dementia category, sponsored by Blake Morgan, is the Rainbow Centre near Wrexham. Well done.
Yeah, llongyfarchiadau Rainbow Centre, ger Wrexham, many congratulations. And representing the Rainbow Centre is Caroline Tudor-James, Chief Officer. Caroline, llongyfarchiadau mawr, your smile says it all. What does winning an accolade mean for your project?
Well, firstly, I'd like to congratulate all the finalists. Winning the awards means a lot to the Rainbow Centre. Having dementia can be really distressing for the person living with the disease. It can be a barrier to people accessing services. However, we use the disease to look at how we can develop activities for people that aren't maybe as inhibited as they once were, and we've used this positive to develop some really creative activities. So this award is about recognising how we can work creatively to engage with people with dementia. So thank you. It's also a real honour to accept this award on behalf of all of our staff team who worked so hard make a real difference to the positive people's lives who access our services. So yeah, this award is really for all our staff team. So well done everybody, and thank you so much Social Care Wales. Thank you.
Well, llongyfarchiadau mawr, many congratulations again, Caroline, and the Rainbow Centre. And of course, as you said, let's not forget our highly commended finalists. Gwynedd Council, represented by Emma Quake, and the Welsh Ambulance Service NHS Trust, represented by Alison Johnson. Well done, both of you, and thank you. Diolch i chi'ch tri, diolch yn fawr iawn. Well, chymod, mae'n anodd credu, ond ni wedi cyrraedd y categori ola, would you believe it? We've reached the final category of this year's Accolades. It's flying past, isn't it? 2020 yw'r flwyddyn gyntaf I ni gydnabod unigolion fel rhan o'r Gwobrau. This year is the first year for us to recognise individuals as part of the awards. And this is being done through the We Care Wales Award, which is sponsored by the We Care Wales national campaign to attract more people with the right skills and values to work in social care and childcare. Wel, mae'r wobr hon yn gynabod y bobl sydd wedi gwneud cymaint o wahaniaeth i'r rhai maen nhw'n gofalu amdanyn nhw ac yn eu cefnogi nhw. This award is designed to recognise those people who make such a difference to those they care for and support. And this is the only category where our judges didn't make the final decision. Instead, they narrowed the field down to 5 finalists, and the public was then invited through social media to vote for the person they thought most deserved the award. And a staggering 2,000 plus people voted in our poll. Thank you all. And now then, we're not far from finding out who the public voted for. Dyma'r 5 gweithiwr sydd wedi cyrraedd y rownd derfynol. And here are the 5 workers who've reached the final in this category. Jane Jenkins, Team Bridge Start, CRT, Cyngor Bwrdeistref Sirol, Pen y Bont ar Ogwr. Andrew Mack, Ymddiriedolaeth Gofalwyr, De Ddwyrain Cymru. Kate Meller, Ciwc Neuadd Bryn Tirion. Jackie Moon, Cartref Preswyl Porth Cerry ar gyfer pobl hŷn. A Sandra Stafford, Cyngor Bwrdeistref Sirol Conwy. Wel, ar y cyn i ni glywed wrth Sue, dewch i ni ddarganfod mwy am y bobl arbennig hyn before we hear from Sue about this new category and find out who's won the public vote. Let's hear more about these remarkable people.
That was a good start.
I nominated Jane because she was a bit of a superstar. We had a situation at home where Dad required some care. She's got that natural instinct to make people's lives better. I certainly feel that she had a very big impact upon my dad's quality of life.
There's not enough carers out there, and carers are so undervalued. Generations are getting older and older, and we just need more people out there with a caring nature. When I first met him, he was very quiet and withdrawn and that, and by the time we finished then, he was a totally different person. We've got a good family bond as well. They become friends. They used to make us dinners, and she took us all under her wing. I'm honoured for him to speak to things like that about me, because I just go and do my job. I'm always laughing, always singing, or even though I can't sing, but we try. I just love my job. I like meeting people, and if I can make them smile, that's my job done.
Okay.
Hey, man, I want too bad.
I told you.
I've worked quite a bit in social care Wales with lots of different people, and for me, Andy epitomises that relationship-based care with the people that he's working with. He's got that ability to cross a divide and make a relationship with you. He reaches across that divide and makes that connection.
You can see like the difference you're making into people's lives every day of the week, and it's also seeing, especially like with the kids we work with, them like achieve little things, like for them to be able to handle money, or for them to have the confidence to go up and ask for like a drink or to order food, and just see them being happy as well. Once you sit down and chat to them, you can see there's a lot of issues, especially with the older generation. By me going in and having a chat to them, they can sort of offload onto me, so they're not offloading onto the person who's looking after them all the time, who's there 24/7. You can just make that a difference in our time. A lot of people, they don't really understand what you do as a carer. I think everybody who works in this job, everyone who's ever done care work, they should be recognised for it. I might be lucky, you never know.
Kate's the best that there is. She's absolutely fantastic at her job, and what she brings to the role and what she brings to the young people, and she's the ultimate key worker in my eyes. If I could think of one person who deserves this award the most, it's Kate for everything that she does.
I started off working with children with autism and learning disabilities, and then a job opportunity came up around here, so it was just something that I went for. When I found out I was shortlisted, I was very shocked. I didn't really know what to expect really. I just rang Curtis and I was like, why are we going to Cardiff? Personally, I think the most rewarding part is making a difference. I've built that relationship with her for the last 2.5 years, where I feel like I know her, and seeing her go out and seeing her make friends and seeing her act as some kind of role model then to the other kids as well, I think is really good. Being able to see her grow, and from when she came 2.5 years ago to now, and being able to see her transition and grow up it's just rewarding.
Jackie's been instrumental in rolling out a programme of intergenerational activity in residential care. The programme is only as successful as the people who run with it, and Jackie has done that in a manner that is incredible, really. It's been an inspiration, really, to watch her. She's a natural with people and she's a natural with those children.
Here at Cardiff, we invite the school children from Romney School to come over and do activities with the children, talk to the children. We do painting, bingo, arts and crafts, and the children we do have absolutely love it, and they love the residents. It's been very successful because mainly the children want to come, it's volunteers. A lot of carers, they don't get the credit they deserve. It is quite a hard job sometimes, and sometimes it's really rewarding, and you know, if you get a laugh out of a resident, it makes your day, do you know what I mean? It's really a nice place to work in here, I've got to be honest. Someone said to me this morning, I said, oh, you know, my God, this film crew's coming, I'm dreading it. And they said, you really deserve it. They said, because you've put in 101%, and everyone is backing me, to be honest. If it makes someone's day, it's nice, isn't it? You know, it is really nice. Do you say it's a wrap?
She's an incredible foster carer. She's been fostering for just over 19 years, and since then she's had over 30 children in her care. Everything she does is for the children. She puts their needs before her own, and the children are fully included in her family. She just loves fostering.
The best thing about being a foster carer, it's seeing how they progress. It's just enjoying them, working with them, and just being on their side. It was about 20 years ago that I had a friend who'd been fostering for a while. We'd always put it off because we had 2 children that were growing up. And then when they were in school and university, we decided, right, let's go for it. Made an inquiry and haven't looked back since. I love looking after children. It's something that I've always enjoyed doing, even when my children were little. It's just very rewarding. Has its hard times, don't get me wrong, but I wouldn't change it for the world. Yeah, it gives you a little bit of a buzz.
You know, I'm sure you'll agree with me, so we can be proud of everybody in that category. Excellent, inspiring, and the word modest, isn't it? That comes to mind. Wel, cyn i ni ddarganfod pwy sydd wedi ennill, beth o chi sy'n meddwl am y categori yna? Before we find out the winner, Sue, what did you make of this category?
Well, there's not much I can add, really. You've seen the videos. They clearly show these are people who go above and beyond to help others. They are an inspiration. It's a first for the Accolades to have a category for individuals, but we're so glad we decided to include it. We received more than 70 nominations for this category. It was a very difficult job for the judges to whittle them down to 5 finalists. I'm sure they were relieved that it was the public who had to make the final decision and not them.
Diolch yn fawr iawn, Sue. Yeah, pwy gyrhaeddodd y brig yn y bleidlais gyhoeddus? Who came out top in the public vote?
Everyone's been waiting. The winner of the We Care Wales Award, sponsored by the We Care Wales campaign, is Sandra Stafford. Well done.
Yeah, well done. Llongyfarchiadau, Sandra. Many, many congratulations. Sandra, tell me, how did it feel to win the first ever accolade for an individual care worker?
I'm thrilled. It's been, oh my goodness, I'm absolutely over the moon. Thank you for Danielle and Sarah for nominating me. It's only me sat here, but there is another half of the team, and he's sat looking after the little one in the other room. That's Mark, my husband. Couldn't do it without him, and obviously the rest of the family. It's a family thing, fostering. The children come in, they're part of your family, and we just work all together to make sure that those children have the best start that they possibly can while they're with us. It's just absolutely brilliant. Thank you so much for everybody that voted. It's amazing. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Well, well done, and many, many congratulations again, Sandra Stafford. And of course, pidwch anghofio am bawb arall gyrraeddodd y rownd derfynol. Let's not forget our highly commended finalists, Jane Jenkins, Andrew Mack, Kate Meller, and Jackie Moon. Well done, all of you. You're inspirational. Diolch yn fawr, and good luck. Well, dyna Gwobrau. How exciting was that? Fi'n siŵr bod chi'n mynd i gytuno a fi bod ni wedi gweld a wedi clywed am brosiectau ac unigolion arbennig iawn prynawn yma sy'n newyddion gwych i waith cymdeithasol, gofal plant a blynyddoedd cynnar fan hyn yng Nghymru. I'm sure you'll all agree, we've seen and heard some fantastic projects for individuals this afternoon, which is excellent news for social work, social care and early years and childcare in Wales. Sue, is there anything you'd like to add?
Well, I think I'm inspired by what we've seen, and a great big thank you to our sponsors, Blake Morgan, City and Guilds, Data Cymru, WJEC and Unison. Thank you also to all the judges who gave up so much of their time to decide who should be the winners and finalists from such a large and high quality set of entries and nominations.
Yeah, well, thank you, Sue. Thanks for giving us an insight into the judges' thoughts about this year's categories and finalists. Diolch yn fawr iawn hefyd I bawb nath ymgeisio am wobor, ac I bawb sydd ymuno ni heddi. Diolch yn galon I chi. Thanks to all those who entered the 2020 accolades and to all of you who've joined us today for this special programme. We really appreciate your company. And remember, if any of your colleagues and friends couldn't watch it today, there will be a recording of it and it'll be available on the Social Care Wales website. And please, tell us what you think of today's broadcast. There's a link to a 2-minute survey on this YouTube page. Well, diolch yn fawr iawn I chi gyd. Cadwch yn ddiogel a hwyl fawr. Thank you very, very much. Stay safe and goodbye.